Hey everyone, this is Haz. Today I'll be doing a quick Black Widow showcase and guide, just showing how you play her, her abilities, and how she works with all her different curses and things like that. So Black Widow, as I said, she does rotate around her curses. That's where she gets all of her immunities, her debuffs, and her special 2 effects. So, just going into this fight, what I'll be doing is I'll show you how to transfer to your different curses. So first, we're going to start off just with a medium, light, 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 light combo. So you're ending with a light attack. On that fourth light attack, that'll allow you to change curse. You can see I changed the curse of plague. That's the poison plague, the poison curse. I'm going to do it one more time, and I'll change to hellfire, which is the incinerate one. And you'll see I'm doing it again. And I'm just going to change back to bleed. Now, each curse does something different. They each gives an immunity, so blood gives bleed immunity, plague gives poison immunity, and hellfire gives incinerate immunity. Now, each of them also place a debuff on medium attacks, as you just saw there. So, when you use a medium attack, it'll place a debuff based on what curse you have. Again, blood is bleed, plague is poison, hellfire is incinerate. Also, the special 2 has a different effect based on what you which curse you're in. So the curse of blood will lifesteal for 35% of the damage dealt. I'll showcase more of this later. I'll get hit and you can see the regen on that. And then on heavy attacks, it also places 3 of the debuff. So again, bleed, poison, incinerate based on what curse you're in. Special 1 also places 3. Now we're just going to go into poison so I can show you the power steal on that. The power steal is not that strong. It's based on opponent current power, so if they have more power, it steals more. But this is poisons. Now the great thing about the poison one is that each poison reduces healing by 30%. It stacks multiplicatively, so it's not like a flat 30% each time. But if you have despair, you can shut off healing really easily with this, which is really great. I'll show this power steal now. So he's at about a bar and a half, and I get almost like a bar back. So I had like a bit under like half a bar or something when I first threw it. So yeah, you get about half a bar. I think it's about 5% of their current power per hit. I could be wrong on that though. I'll have to double check. But if they're at like max power, you can go from like a special 2 and like 2.5 bars. When you throw it, if they're like max power or close to it, you can go to another special 2. You can like loop special 2s. It's pretty cool. But again, you don't get the most damage. Hellfire is what gets you the good damage. So, you see here, I just throw a couple medium attacks, a couple heavy attacks. Incinerate, it doesn't block healing like poison can, doesn't reduce healing, but Incinerate reduces block proficiency by 50% and removes perfect block. Also, the special 2 gives burst damage. So you saw there it was about 1587 burst damage per hit. That's a lot of extra damage. So, on something like Black Widow, if you're like a 565, then I think it's like 1900 burst damage or 1800 burst damage. It's around that number. It might be closer to 2000, but that's per strike, and she has like 9 or 10 hits on a special 2, I think. So that's like an additional like 20k damage, which is really nice. Now I'll show the regen here. You can see I healed for a good amount. The regen does increase substantially with suicides. So if you get suicides, because it's based on damage dealt, if you're dealing more damage, you heal more. It also interacts with nodes like Power Shield, so you can heal more from Power Shield, stuff like Flare as well. So she's really good for those nodes because she's just able to just heal all the damage that she would take. That's really great. What I will also talk about is her buff immunity. So that's what she gets on Special 2. It prevents the opponents from getting buffs. And also, what's really great, why it's not just like a Fate Seal, is because when Black Widow or her opponent triggers an immunity, including the buff immunity, then she gains Clairvoyance charges. In addition to gaining these charges, she'll also gain 4% of her max power. We're going to see this here, but real quick I wanted to show this quick fight. You can see that on Black Widow's strike, she has a chance to nullify buffs, and to do this she has to have Clairvoyance charges. She spends 1 per nullify, so it's really nice just against like some champs like Annihilus, because you start with 3, so you're just able to nullify his rod pretty much instantly. But here, going into this, I'll show you about the power gain that I was talking about earlier when you gain Clairvoyance charges. So she's going to place buff immunity in a minute. That's going to nullify or remove all his buffs, and because they're removing buffs, it counts as an immunity, therefore I gain Clairvoyance charges, and therefore I get power. So you can see I'm pretty much up to another special 2. So you can fire this off again. You know, I've got double burst damage as well. 2 special 2 back to back with burst damage, so that's a lot of damage right there. Special 1 to finish it off. Nice. I will show her special 3 as well, because that's kind of important to some long fights as well. Alright, now moving on to some Act 5. This is the Resistor node. I'm going to be showing you the special 3 and what that does. So, first of all, the Resistor node, you gain buffs whenever you hit the opponent. I think it's up to like 10 buffs, I believe. So Black Widow's basic attacks are all energy based, so that means she's just going to be dealing energy resist buffs, but there's also the adaptive node, so you're going to get additional buffs as well, like energy and physical resistance buffs. And so what I'll try to do is I'll try to build up to as many buffs as I can and throw a special 2. So right here, I think I was just waiting for him to throw a special 2 and then wait if like another adaptive node would come in or something else. So then I kind of just threw it off in a panic a little bit. But I threw it off in power still, so I get a little more power, but it didn't really matter. I got to 20 charges, so you can see that I got massive power gain. Now, special 3 does 2 things with the Claire Voyant's charges. The first is it hits a lot harder, based on how many Claire Voyant's charges you had. The special 2, you can see it did hit pretty hard. It did around like 24k, I think. Yeah, 24k. It also gives Death Touch, which is that little like finger thing in the top of the screen. And what it does is it increases the potency of all her curse effects by 100%. So you'll see the special 2 with Incinerate is going to hit really hard. 3,000 burst damage each. I thought it was going to kill, but it put her to another special 2, so I just thought I'd finish off the job. So you can see that's like a really good fight for her if you have lots of buffs. That's the main thing. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.